Welcome back to another episode of Raising the Bar, TKJ podcast. In this episode, we hear from Shaniece Williams, founder and owner of Royal Rising Barbershop and Lounge, a small business dedicated to giving back to the community by providing barbering and salon services. From a childhood dream and experiences in the barbering industry, growing up in Detroit, she's navigating the challenges and triumphs of entrepreneurship, learning valuable lessons along the way. She believes small businesses are the backbone of our community, fostering connections and driving innovation. Plan your steps and take flight. TKJE, Raising the Bar. Welcome back to another episode of Raising the Bar, TKJE podcast. Today, we hear from Shaniece Williams, owner and CEO of Royal Rising Brand and Royal Rising Barbershop. Shaniece, how you doing today?
I'm doing good, Ken. How are you, man?
Hey, every day's a good day on my planet is the way I always look at it. So it's always a blessing to be alive. Well, I
Yeah.
appreciate you taking the time to do this interview. It's been a while. We've been trying to get this done, and I know you're really busy with your business and the barbershop as you're building that. So let's just jump right into it. When it comes to your business and everything that you have going on, what inspired you to start your business?
Man, just growing up as a little girl in Detroit, Michigan, I used to lie, say I was going to the candy store and sneak into the barber shop and hang out. They called my parents on me in the next few minutes. I couldn't believe the people were making money, just making people feel better, laughing, listening to music, making people look good and just feel better about themselves. I was amazed as a kid that it was a job or a business and that they were being paid to do these things. It was just like hanging out with friends, basically, building relationships. So I fell in love with that old school music, that vibe. People maybe who didn't have parents or relatives, the barbershop was there, the people in the barbershops, the clients were there.
Okay, so as you were building your business, and I know you know this, sometimes people say it takes money to make money. When it comes to finances, how did you manage, your financial aspect of what you were doing? How did you manage funding, budgeting, and cash flow as you were developing your business and growing?
Right, right. So, especially while in school, because of course I got to go to school to finish, to start the business. First, I have to become a barber and get my license. So, while starting school, I had to maintain that 9 to 5, which really was like 7 a.m. or 7 p.m. to 7 in the morning. I sleep for a few hours, go to school. I had to stop going to school a few times, but after 2 leave of absences, I finished. So basically, keeping that 9 to 5, every paycheck, I made sure my bills were paid and I bought a piece of equipment for my barber shop. So one paycheck, if I had $2,000, if my bills and rent was already paid, I remember one check, I spent $1,800 on 3, 4 barber chairs. Got it in a package deal. And that was it. Every 2 weeks when I got a check, I pay my bills, pay my personal rent, and invest something towards my business, school, or license. And that was pretty much it. I didn't take a loan out, go in debt or anything. I just worked tirelessly for a long time.
Okay, that's impressive. And I completely understand. I agree with you. Many people, when they start a business, they look at it as, either I run a business or I have a job. But the reality is, it's you have a business and you have a job until you can actually start building the business up. And that sounds like what you were able to do. So, Shanice, when it comes to other entrepreneurs and giving advice and things of that nature, it's really impressive what you've been able to do. So, what advice do you have for aspiring entrepreneurs who are trying to turn their passion into a profitable venture and following your footsteps?
So I would say the first piece of advice is figure out what your number is that you're making with your current job, which is not your passion or your dream, maybe, and attach that number to your dream and your passion and make those add up. Figure out how many hours it is you're working to make that number to provide for your family to eat and things like that. And how many services you have to provide or, pies you may have to sell. Cause some people business may be food or cooking or something like that. Figure out how many you need to sell daily, weekly, monthly, every 2 weeks to make that number, to make that amount of cash flow. And I would say make sure the business pays for itself. If you're in business and even if you don't have any profit yet, if the business is paying its own rent and paying its own bills and paying for you to be there and continue working and showing up for yourself every day, it's working and it'll grow. Your income will fluctuate. It'll increase, it'll decrease. You'll have super busy days, super slow days. Don't stop believing in yourself. You know, some people will want your product, some people won't. But if you believe, some people will believe. And that's all that matters.
Okay. So as you move forward into your business, as you grow and you develop, the big word is big things going around now is AI, right? So when it comes to technology, what technologies or advancements or tools have you been able to utilize as you've been building your business and streamlining your operations as you grow and develop?
Okay, so yes, I just learned about AI. Actually, I was probably doing during one of our conversations in a haircut service or something. So unfortunately, I wasn't able to use it to do the paperwork part of things, but I heard it's made things a lot easier. So I struggled through that, had to fix some verbiage. So it did help me later clean up my business plan or some of my verbiage, I would say, and some of my documentation, my LLC, things like that when it comes to AI. When it comes to other things like just apps in general, the internet in general, I would say TikTok helped me multiply and bring in people traveling all around the world, people who just moved here from out of town who are looking for a black barber, specialize in black hair or ethnic hair, curly hair. So I made that one of my big hashtags on TikTok. And I noticed people were finding me from Santa Fe, New Mexico, Las Vegas, New Mexico, just different places. So I started to capitalize on that, moved it over to Instagram, things like that. One unorthodox way of marketing and streamlining, I would say, or just using the internet and new technologies is a black dating app called BLK. Most people use it for dating. And since it's called BLK, which is abbreviated for the word black, there is a big population of a black community on there, whether they live here, whether they are traveling or whatever, they are on there and they're looking for barbers. So that is a big amount of my clientele as well as military. So when I cut one of my military clients' hair or provide them with the service, whether it's my massage chair or a haircut or a beard, they take my business cards back on base. So that's real traditional, but word of mouth, they pass my business cards out and the work speaks for itself. I post my pictures and I just like to build relationships with people.
Well, it's fantastic. Now, as you're sharing these stories, when it comes to business and being an entrepreneur, especially, we have to take risks, right? We have to just look out, have a vision, and take different type of risks to achieve our goals. Can you share a story with our listeners where you actually took a major risk that led you to significant rewards within your business or your company as you were growing?
Whew, oh man, absolutely. So, firstly, oh man, a big risk. One of the biggest risks I would say being a black lesbian woman moving here from the South. I moved here from Greensboro, North Carolina. A lot of odds were stacked against me. I have charges. I'm a felon. Man, and it was hard to walk away from that job we spoke about a few questions ago, Ken. I was making $27 an hour, able to provide for my family, amongst other things, and just live the life I wanted to live, pay my bills on time, put food on the table, things like that. So the biggest risk I would believe I took was walking away from a job that I never thought I could get, hourly rate I never believed I could make. But it was for a dream and a greater thing, man. Started looking at, all right, $27 an hour, 12 hours a day, about 300, 325 a day or something like that. But my back was hurting, my feet was hurting. I was complaining. I was putting my life in danger wearing that badge and that uniform every day. And I was charging $35 a haircut on the side here and there, lollygagging, took a break from school on the LLA to work full time. And I realized 35 bucks takes me 45 minutes to an hour to cut a head. Multiply that by 10 haircuts. I'm already making a little bit more than I was making in those 12 hours. And so that was the biggest risk I took. And it was a great reward. I've probably multiplied my income by three now, and it was worth it. But I was scared.
Hey, I understand. Sometimes you just got to do what you got to do. Now, along the lines of the things that you've learned being a business owner and being an entrepreneur, tell us one thing that you've learned as a business owner that isn't taught in school.
Who, as a business owner that's not taught in school, I would truthfully say how to correctly pay your taxes. You have to educate yourself on that. and look at the fine line and be aware to choose your way of wanting to pay, whether that's monthly, quarterly, semi-quarterly, yearly, however, your desire is. But to educate yourself on taxes, pay them when they're due because there is a percentage. They do increase, they don't stay the same. I just how to structure that LLC, truthfully. I don't believe they taught me that in school, how to get online, go to the New Mexico state, register, any of that stuff. Business insurance, how important that is. And generational wealth, truly how to create generational wealth. And when you get those returns, how to reinvest them and things like that.
Now, as far as the advice that you've been given as you've been able to grow your business and develop, can you give our listeners just one piece of business advice that has stuck with you as you were building your business and been on your entrepreneurial journey?
The number one thing in the middle of that question when you asked it, Ken, that came to my mind was don't wait, just do it. If you believe and you have a product and this is working, or you have a service you provide, or whatever your business, your dream, your passion is, if you believe, just try it, just do it. I don't believe we have anything to lose by trying. And if it's not working, change it a little bit, maneuver it. Like we might write this plan down or draw up a web and we're following one, two, and then three doesn't work, four doesn't work. We might have to, move around and go to A, B, and C. But don't stop, don't give up, and don't wait. There's nothing to wait on. There's never going to be a perfect time or opportunity to start your business. You got a business plan, you got an idea, you got a product or service or something to sell that's going to make money, going to help people, going to change the world, help the world, whatever it may be, elevate. That's what I'm about. So just going to do any of those things, try it. If it doesn't work, try something else or try again.
Oh, I love that. I love that. All right. So tell us about your business when it comes to how can people get a hold of you? I want to know more about the different things that you're doing right now. Of course, I know you're fantastic when it comes to cutting hair, but give our listeners an idea of more of what you do and what is Royal Rising, the brand itself.
I appreciate that question, Ken. So I specialize actually in beard grooming services and locks. So I'm a loctician. If you're ever looking for me, I'm located right off San Mateo and Manal. We do keep that gate locked. So come around the back off Madeira and Phoenix, right across from Bios. Man, we have a zero gravity massage chair. We offer massages. When it comes to hair, I would say I bring your hair back to health. I help you keep your hair healthy from the scalp to the root to the shaft to the actual hair. It's not just what we apply on top, it's what we stimulate into that scalp. It's just like a plant. We got to nourish it, we got to water it, we got to replenish it for it to continue to grow and be healthy. New Mexico heat is not great for curly hair, it's not great for black hair. So you have to know how to take care of it in this sun and in this heat. So I'm really good when it comes to teaching people how to do that and just maintaining their healthy natural hair. I don't use very many chemicals. Royal Rising itself, man, it came from me understanding I was a black queen no matter what circumstance and situation that I was in. When I was working at McDonald's, when I was homeless, when I made that mistake and went to jail, when I was living in the house, living in an apartment, no matter the circumstance, I believe that all of us in this world are kings and queens. We just made different choices and ended up in different circumstances. Some of us made mistakes. I believe some of us are homeless. Some of us live in mansions and some of us are sheltered. But no matter what, we are Royal Rising. We can always elevate. We can always do better. We can always grow and we can always help others. So that's where my brand came from. We buy Nike, we buy Jordan, we're rocking it. We're spending 200 bucks, $50 on a hoodie. And I don't know if they care if you ate last night, but I do, or if you eat tomorrow. So if I got it, I help people. I help homeless people. I give out t-shirts. I cut their hair. I offer free shampoos and free hair grooming services. So that's what I do, Ken. I was trying to help my community, help those around me. If I'm able to, I'll provide it.
Okay. Well, man, many blessings to you. So I know you carry other products as well, shirts and other things like that. Give us an idea of the other things that you do carry.
Yeah, so I carry things seasonal. So right now we're about to drop out our hoodie sets for the fall and the winter. I currently have slides. I sell t-shirts. I have different barber shirts and material that people buy who's traveling in for souvenirs. Again, I did mention I was a beard specialist, so I sell beard oil. I sell lock gel. So I have my own natural lock gel made of all natural oils, particularly for our hair, because a lot of the gels that you'll go buy in stores have a high content of perfume or alcohol. Mine do not. It's based with jojoba oil and argan oils and Jamaican black castor oil. And I have edge control and braid gel as well. And I sell hair grips.
Okay. So you're doing it. And, I definitely commend you on everything that you've been able to build and what you're going to continue to build. Shay, thank you so much for doing this interview. I appreciate you taking the time to talk with us and give us an idea of what you do. Now, you mentioned social media. So give us an idea or tell us how we can find you and where we can find you on all the social media outlets.
Yeah, so on Instagram and most other social media platforms, you can find me at Queen the Barber, KWEENTHEBARBER. And you can find that on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook's going to be my name, Shaniece Williams. The shop does have its own social media pages at Royal Rising Barber Lounge. And I appreciate you guys. Again, I'm off San Mateo. And now the address is 2620 San Mateo Boulevard, Northeast, Suite D. I'm located inside of the gate with ability first.
Oh, that's fantastic. Well, again, thank you so much for taking the time. We really appreciate. We learned a lot, and thank you for the golden nuggets of information and resource that you provided tonight. So many blessings to you, and hopefully, we're going to see you grow and develop and help out more people within our community.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you, Ken. And to book with me online, it's at Booksy. So if you want to download the Booksy app, they can book with me through there as well.
That works. All right. Well, thanks again, and have a blessed evening.
You have a blessed one as well, Ken. Thank you.